Hello everyone! 안녕하세요. We're NJ Studio. Welcome to Car Story.
Bubu Review.
Today we're reviewing a 2019 Mercedes-Benz A-Class. The A-Class is the sedan version of the more sporty CLA. It's a totally new Mercedes model in the US this year, although it has been available in other regions previously. The 2019 A-Class has all new technology and a totally new design.
I've been always thinking that A-Class position is a little awkward because they have a C-Class. It's still a compact, sporty sedan. Somehow they have A-Class too, so let's look at it why it is worth to buy A-Class.
Let's go check it out. The A-Class only comes in one trim, the A220. The standard A220 is forward-wheel drive, but this version is an all-wheel drive, which is about $2,000 more. This car has a couple extra packages thrown in, but they only really affect the interior. For the exterior, you can get the AMG design, but we didn't have any of those available to us. So let's check out this design. So this 2019 A-Class has a brand new design for Mercedes. You can see the grille is a lot wider than before and the headlights are a lot narrower.
Previous generation Mercedes has like design DNA, which is like alien. Everywhere it got so popular and they sold a lot of vehicles. But this generation Mercedes started making more sharp design for like sporty cars, which is AMG 4-door coupe. And the CLS and an A-Class, they have shark face, so it makes it really sporty.
And they've designed it to be more aerodynamic. The grille on the A-Class is really wide and thin. On the AMG package, it has chrome tipped. It looks really cool.
I reviewed the GLE 350 and I didn't really like the grille design and material, but this one has almost like AMG grille. It doesn't have chrome finish on top of it, but still it's very like sporty. The grille is a little sunk in.
Right.
And the big Mercedes emblem, the logo,
it looks really fancy.
Down here, air intake, it's okay. And then side here, air curtain, it is fake. But the look actually makes more sporty.
Something I really like about the air intake is the grille design. It's really detailed and intricate. Coming on over to the lights, they're super long. And if you look inside, they're super detailed and complex.
I see three big structures: daytime running light, one big LED light, and there is two, the lights, I don't know how it works. These three structures make really sophisticated looking inside of the lights.
The A-Class is the smallest Mercedes, but it actually has more passenger room than the CLA. You can see on the side that it's got a roomier back seat. It doesn't slope down like the CLA.
I still think it would have been better if this cabin top's a little, the sporty, but this will make a lot of room in the back, so
right.
I have no problem.
Trade-offs.
Yeah.
It also has a long wheelbase. Some people say that makes it look stubby, and I guess on the back it does look a little stubby, but I actually really like the silhouette. At the front, you have a forward-leaning grille.
One thing I really do care is how the floor platform compares to the actual body size. I want the floor to be like a little smaller than actually body. This one, front, it's a forward leaning, so the floor is a little shorter than the front. The rear is a little longer than the body. CLS has the same problem, so I love CLS, but a lot of people have a problem with the rear design. The floor is coming out a little too long. It seems like it's a saggy butt.
Interesting analogy. On the side you have a lot of chrome accents. If you'd prefer, you can get an optional night package that makes a lot of these black, like the accent around the window and on the wheels.
I love black trim way more.
Then you would want the night package.
Yeah.
These mirrors are really nice actually. They have some ridges on the side that make it look really fancy. Heated mirrors come standard, but this car has a premium package. They're auto dimming and power folding. The A-Class comes standard with 17-inch 10-spoke wheels. There's also a 5-spoke option and 18 or 19-inch wheels.
I mean, I can't believe this is a standard though. 10 spoke. Each spoke's really thin. It looks really luxury.
Yeah. And one thing to note is that this particular Mercedes A-Class has Hanguk tires. I like the design in the rear as well. It starts out with a really narrow top coming out to a wider trunk space. You've got a wide shoulder created by this upper body line, and I think it's a really nice shape.
So it's not that sporty look as like a CLA, but the big shoulder somehow didn't lose entire sporty.
The lights are huge. They kind of pop out of the side, creating a 3D effect. If you look closely, there's really intricate design.
Big two lines, they're beautiful.
Yes.
But the thing is, with the like shark face design, this DNA of Mercedes, the rear lights, they are a little sad. They slope down to make it really sad eyes.
Down at the bottom, you've got a chrome bar across the diffuser and some fake exhaust tailpipes.
Very luxurious.
Yeah. Overall, I think it's a good look. As I've already mentioned, this A-Class has a premium package, which gives you hands-free access to the trunk. And there it goes.
What a fancy feature for this segment.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this feature because you're always coming up to your car with groceries or you have to load something in the back.
Definitely.
It's nice. And the trunk space is not all that small.
It looks a little smaller than my car, which is like C segment. And then I can see that in the middle seat, it folds down too, so that you can put like a ski in it too.
In the trunk, there's a lever you can pull to get the seats to go down. Yeah. You really have to lean in to get them to fall down, but it's still a convenient feature.
This is really fancy, but lots of the SUVs don't have this button to fold the seats.
Yeah.
Somehow the sedans have it. I love this.
And there's some storage space.
Very shallow though.
Yeah, no spare tire. Let's take a look under the hood. The Mercedes-Benz has a really nice underhood arrangement. Under the hood itself, it has sort of a weird circular design. I don't really get it, but...
Yeah, it could be good for collision or something, I don't know.
I hope it has a purpose. Under this hood is a 2.0-liter inline 4-cylinder turbo engine.
This engine creates 188 horsepower and 221 foot-pound torque. So 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine is used for A-Class, C-Class, even E-Class.
Wow.
But still, with this powertrain, this one has a slightly less power than the C-Class, but I want to see how it drives.
Wow, the inside of the A-Class is super luxurious, particularly the materials. This car has some wood inlays. Those aren't standard, but I actually like it in here.
I can't believe I'm in a car in this segment. It's so luxurious and it is quite cheaper than other vehicles, but this is so luxury. It has everything. I could see everything. I didn't expect at all.
Inside is all expensive materials. The top doesn't actually look that expensive, but it feels good.
Yes. I thought it's really cheap plastic, but I touched it as really expensive material.
Separating all of these different materials are ambient lighting. And then on this flat part of the dash, the perforated look is quite nice. There is a lot of shiny black plastic in here. I like it. The contrast between that and the wood or tan gives it a good futuristic vibe. Yeah. Let's look at the center console. I haven't been in many Mercedes, but I'm really impressed with how many air vents there are. Putting 3 across the front is really eye-catching.
So GLE people had a problem because they kind of throw this out to have like a 4 square HVAC vents. But this one still kept that, but everything else is just so new generation features.
You have your HVAC controls all in a line.
But it's a little too sunk in. It could have come out a little more, then you might have like less space for the storage on the center console.
This has the wireless charging option and a little lever that you can pull out to make sure your phone doesn't bounce out of the charging station. A USB-C port is right here.
But only one.
Yep, there's 2 more inside and 2 in the back, a total of 5 USB ports.
That's
plenty of
generous.
charging. Behind the charging station, you have your cup holders.
3 different sizes of cup holder.
You have your trackpad for controlling your infotainment with the nice hand rest.
I love this design, except this doesn't have a gear shifter on the center console. I always think this is a
The
gear shifter, but it's a hand rest. I never like the gear shift on the steering wheel.
Right.
It's not that really expensive feeling. I think that is the only downside of the interior. But still, center console with the trackpad and all really intuitive button layouts, it is awesome.
In terms of storage space, you have 1 button which opens 2 panels to reveal.
Fancy.
Yeah, this is a pretty good size. And like we said, 2 USB-Cs. How about the glove box? How's your storage there?
Decent size.
Yeah, looks pretty good. The seats are really comfortable in here. The material is the MBUX, which is a vinyl material, not leather. That's an optional upgrade. I really like the shape. It's really form-fitting, and there's a lot of controls. With the premium package, you have 2 10.25-inch screens, but the standard is only 7 inches. It does look a little small compared to the Audi cars, but it still looks good.
Yeah, this is a plenty.
The 2019 A-Class was the first Mercedes to roll out the new Mercedes-Benz user experience, MBUX. And it works sort of like Siri for your iPhone, where you just say, "Hey Mercedes."
How can I help you?
It's too hot in here.
I'm setting the temperature to minimum.
It's supposed to have very natural voice recognition. That's smart. It should get used to how you speak in your voice patterns. Take me to Starbucks.
Please select an entry.
Not bad. There's 3 different ways to control your navigation system. There's a touchscreen option. It's very responsive to your touch, just like using a smartphone. Like we talked about earlier, there's also the trackpad. The trackpad has really strong feedback, so if you weren't looking at the screen, it's very obvious that you're moving. It's really easy to use. The 3rd option is on your steering wheel. Whoa.
Yeah, it is real responsive.
All right, let's take a look at the infotainment system and what options are available. One thing I really like on the home screen are these little shortcuts for your things that you would commonly use. For example, on navigation, if you click on this button, it automatically would take you home if you had your home set. And if you went here, you would get to choose a location. There's an option to write. So when you want to write in your location, you can write on the screen or on the trackpad.
Starbucks.
That is
Not
cool.
bad. Yeah. Let's look at comfort. Here we have our ambient lighting with so many different color options. Let's take a look at the steering wheel. This is the same steering wheel you would get in a more expensive Mercedes. It feels really good to touch, and I love the design. If you get the AMG design package, the bottom of the steering wheel is flat like a racing wheel. There's a lot of buttons on the steering wheel. Your left side controls the cluster and the right side controls the infotainment system. The cluster is really cool. It's entirely customizable. You even have different themes you can choose from: classic, sport, progressive, and understated. Let's look at the sport option. Then you can also choose what is displayed. If you don't want your speedometer, there's all kinds of different options.
And also, there is a camera that looking outside that reads all different kinds of information on the road and they show you on the cluster.
Right now on the right, it's showing us our distance from the vehicle in front of us.
So everything is very luxury for this segment, and this has literally everything GLE has, but one thing is it doesn't have separate screen for HVAC control, so when you backing out, you don't see what you're controlling. And then another thing is they finished the design really, really well. If you look at here, there is huge gap in between your dash and the door. I've never seen this big clearance in between like interior design and any Mercedes. This is huge gap. It's almost like a Maserati. One thing I want to talk about is the door. This is a very small car, but for big people, door opens all the way. I never seen a door that opens this wide, right?
From the outside, the back seat looked pretty spacious. On the inside, it's not bad.
When you buy like A-Class or C-Class, you don't really expect 6'5" person to be fit perfectly in the backseat.
No.
I think I'm 5'7", you're 5'6" or something. But we have like one fist fits in between the roof and the head. That's a plenty of space and the knee room. This seat is not pushed forward so much, but still she has lots of knee room. And the seat design is almost as comfortable as the like first row seats.
Right. Like the passenger and driver's seat, you do have a little extra thigh support. And one thing I really like is they put a lot of effort into the middle seat headrest. A lot of time the middle seat gets kind of left out of the headrest, so that's a nice touch.
The one thing I really want to talk about is HVAC vent design. Even the OEMs try to make really fancy vent on the back seat, it's way less quality than like in the first row vents, but this is like almost as fancy as the first row.
Yeah.
They made the same design.
And it has the same control.
Yeah.
And then the charging in the back is hidden. You can open it up and you have 2 more USB-C charging ports. They're
And
definitely...
a little bit of storage.
Yeah, a little storage. You couldn't fit a phone or anything, but that's nice.
Still.
And there's not a single regular USB port in this car. It's all USB-C.
I know. BMW, Mercedes, they're a little too far ahead.
Yeah.
One thing I don't understand is the door frame. You can see the body. Other OEMs, they cover it. See a lot of part of just body from the inside. They must have put lots of effort in the design. Maybe they thought it's cool. You know, some buildings, they do not paint. Sometimes they expose the brick or cement. They meant it to be like this. Of course they meant it, but
No, I don't mind pulling down the center.
armrest.
At first it looks like there's no cup holders and there's nothing obstructing your elbows, but then clicking on the front reveals the cup holders.
Yeah, the gimmick.
That's a really nice thing.
My
It's
God.
minimalist cup holders
Yeah.
that expand to fit the size of your cup.
This like gimmicks on the cup holders, I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of little ways to save on space back here like this. There's a hidden hook and there's 40-20-40 folding in the rear, so you can bring down the middle seat completely.
So A-Class has everything, and the price so reasonable for Mercedes, but it has literally everything.
Awesome. Overall, I have to say I'm really impressed by the A-Class. This baby Mercedes starts at only $32,500. That's really not bad considering all that you get in this package. This particular Mercedes is about $41,000 with all the packages thrown in. The premium package and the multimedia package, which we'll show you more of in our test drive video. What'd you think, Jay?
Well, this is a little smaller than C-Class, but quite cheaper than C-Class. And I love this new shark face design, and the interior was awesome. I would definitely say it's a CLS if I'm just in it.
For this price, I don't know that you can find this amount of luxury inside and out anywhere else.
That's the cheapest Mercedes, the smallest Mercedes, so I thought they might have like left a lot of out.
Yeah, skimped on some of the features.
Yeah, but they put everything in it. Yeah, I can't wait to drive.
Yeah.
How sporty it is.
So don't forget to check out our test drive video. The link is just below. And before you go, please like and subscribe to our channel. We have a ton more videos coming up and we hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.